Hi everyone, my name's Tom. In this video I want to talk about my experience with Genshin Impact and playing it the last 3 months and just sharing my thoughts and opinions about the game to anyone that might be new and not played it, and to those that have already played it probably have an understanding of what I'm saying. So I want to say, like, my first game I played was like when growing up. I was probably about 4 years old, was Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past on the Super Nintendo. I think my brother got it. He was a lot older than me at the time. And just remember, like, really enjoying the game. You basically opens up straight away with a situation where you need to go, I think, rescue your uncle or your father from like the castle. He's gone to gone to help the princess or something like that. So it instantly puts you in the action, puts you in the adventure. And I feel Genshin here is kind of no different. And I've heard this is kind of best referenced as a game for Zelda fans, and I've put this in my back library for the longest time. I've been meaning to check this game out and just not bothered, because coming to PC in the recent years, I've been just wanting to check out all like the competitive scene of like Apex Legends and other free-to-play games. That just playing a single-player focused game like this hasn't really been my big deal. I played a lot of single-player games growing up. I say I played a lot of the Zeldas, not a lot of the sort of Skyward Sword. I missed out on that and a few of the others, but the big ones like Majora's Mask and even Breath of the Wild, really enjoyed those games. And so I thought, finally, due to a recommendation also from a friend when I was thinking about it, I decided to check this game out, and I thought, here we go. You know, another game I'm going to pick up for like 20 minutes, a couple hours, and then put down. But I've actually been pleasantly surprised. I really have. It is free to play, but I would say getting so far, the beginning of the game, it does not by any means put any adverts or anything onto you. It's a gacha game, if you don't know what that is. It's kind of, the best reference to think about it is kind of like the Pokemon series. I enjoyed like the Pokemon craze when that first became a thing growing up, and were like the first and second generation packs, and it's very much like that. Like, you can spend money and you're usually guaranteed what would I guess be a shiny or a character or a sword, but you've also got like you would in a Pokemon card pack, you've got a load of other crap, other smaller Pokemon or smaller things, items that aren't really going to do so much. And out of general loot box games I've played, this is actually quite enjoyable. I think the surprise element they've got, at least my account, has worked out very well, I feel. Like, straight away, I've had some really nice characters like Seiyu and Yanfei on my account right at the beginning. I didn't even know who they are. I've sort of learned more as I've gone on. I've really gone into this head first, not knowing anything about it. And to be honest, if you're in the same situation, I really recommend to do the same. Just give it a go, because at no point the game puts anything on you. You don't even unlock the battle pass, I think, until quite a high level. So there's a lot of things in the game where just at the beginning, it's just a great adventure game. There's a few issues, I would say. The voice acting is fantastic, but some of the writing, which is obviously quite key in a lot of anime, I don't know if it's the lost in translation. Some of the writing, again, is brilliant. I found myself really enjoying some stories, like the introduction with Yanfei. Her character, for example, is really good, but then there's other characters' stories like Zhongli in the game, and I find the stories just drawn out. The dialogue's just boring. It's not, it's got lacking a bit of soul, but I think that's what you get with the free-to-play experience. They're learning as they go on. The music, however, is just stunning. I think the music is what's really sold this. The music and the visuals. And it's kind of a fun element. As I say, you get to a point with the game, you can't just brute force your way through things. Kind of like with Zelda, you've almost got to uniquely select elements or options in your basically artillery to basically just use against it. So like this boss here, you kind of use electro, so you'd have to use sort of fire against him. You can't really use other electro characters because you'll just be there all day and you won't use other damage. So I've quite enjoyed coming back into a lot of that, because even in Pokemon I used to like the Geo, Electric and Fire characters. That was always, they're always my go-to choice. I played a lot of like Pokemon Stadium and things growing up. So I don't know, it's been quite nice getting back into it. I can see you don't need to spend money in this, but I think at a given point where I found recently, where I don't know how many hours I'm in the game, quite a lot. So we're about 3 months into the game now. I've been playing most days, and the game rewards you for playing a few hours each day. There's a few little commissions to do, and they give you a tremendous amount of rewards and essentially free currency in the game. to unlock further rewards like characters, which is one of the big parts of the fun in this. But it is found that once you get so far, like even now, I've got enough characters that I would feel like I've essentially I could complete the game. There's so much content though. There is still so much content. I mean, I've been playing for a good time, and there's still a lot of quests and content I have not done and explored and things. And I think they're constantly updated every like three to 6 weeks. They're constantly updating, which I really enjoy. That as someone that I played like Red Dead Online, and they just didn't update it. And they still haven't updated it. I hope they do, but it's just a real big shame to have such a quality game like that and not be updated. So, and that's the thing I really like about this. It's constantly getting updates. There's little events. The footage we see here is from an event that will probably go soon. I think it finishes in a few days, and it's just a bit of fun. It's just literally mix match 2 pairs of characters. You can see my Raiden's level 40, so this is I'm definitely not as good as some people in this game would be. I'm not that high rank, so I'm using some of the game's characters gives you on trial. Says Yomiya here's on trial, but I did find basically what I wanted to say. The game does put you in a point where you will find that your characters aren't powerful enough, and I found this probably at what would be called about AR 35, AR 40, which is about where I'm at now, where if I didn't buy the Welcome Moon, which is £4.49, and if I didn't buy the Battle Pass, which was £8.99, so you can essentially think of it, once you get to this point, you at least I would say you want to get the Welcome Moon at least a few times, and that would put it about $17.99, in line with something like Naraka Blade Point, which even then that's a loot box game. But doing that has helped me and actually made the game feel really, really enjoyable. I think if you were to still stick to free to play at that point, it would just turn very grindy. You're literally going to have to sign on, come in, do those challenges. There's a few challenges to do each day. And then really that would kind of be it. You have to wait till tomorrow. And if that suits maybe a mobile gamer more, sure, that's fine. But I wanted to carry on playing, and that's the point where the game does encourage you to spend money. And I thought I'd worthy of saying that because I don't think it's a bad thing, but it's just something I haven't really heard anyone say about. But I would say my experience has been so much better for doing that. I've been able to maintain about 8 to 10 characters quite nicely, and that's what I've wanted to do. But obviously this is the thing, the more money you spend, the more characters you get, the more money you're going to have to spend because of the resources to maintain those characters. But I make it sound quite bad. It's really not. For the enjoyment I've had out of the game, I've really had a lot of fun with it. I think the problem is it does prey on the people. If you want to pay, if £200-300 is no object to you, then you can just drop that into this game, and if that's fine, you can have a lot of fun. You'll get a lot of reward potentially for that if you time it and do it right. But equally, I have seen some people get some tremendously bad luck. But I do feel there is, like with other games, Animal Crossing is a fantastic one for this, that your in-game selections, maybe how you play, how you read the dialogue, your dialogue choices, the characters you use, I think all benefits how the RNG system works in games like this. I don't think it's entirely random, because as soon as I got Noelle, I mained Noelle and have really enjoyed using her, and she's pretty much carried my game. She's this Kelly Moore character right here on screen, and some people really don't like her, and I could appreciate that, and so will avoid her like the plague. But I've really enjoyed her, and instantly I got other characters like Beidou, and I got Seiyu, like instantly. And I think it's because I was maining Noelle. I don't ever see why, but I think there's little things like that do influence. It goes, you like this character, right, so you might like this character, so if you're going to be maining the Traveller, you might like other sword users and things, for example. But this was one of these things. I had this game on the fence for the longest time. I just really wanted to basically say how I feel about it, because I've done quite a bit of content on my channel, trying to preach to a new audience, basically. And at the same time, I said earlier about the first-person shooter games. I love my competitive games. I've got some videos coming up that are games I actually want to encourage developers to make, at least one developer in particular, but we'll see. But I feel with the rate of cheating in these games, I just can't do it. It stresses me out so much. at least in European servers. I think the American servers aren't too bad as the European servers, but yeah, for sure, the cheating in a lot of these free-to-play games is ridiculously out of order. It's insane. I just can't do it. And I read a comment before that and this is where coming from console, it's been nice on Xbox Live, for example, where if everybody is on a level playing field and the game is treated then as the competition is fair, it's fine. You can blame your lack of skill, your awareness, you know, things like that on your fault. The moment someone is cheating or has an unfair advantage, the entire competitive nature of that game is ruined. There is no competition. If someone is cheating, that's it. It's game over. You know what I mean? The level field, the playing field is not fair. And why would you do that? Why would you keep going in day after day, like doing maybe okay at the beginning to get ended by a cheater at the end and have your victory and glory essentially just taken from you by someone that's paid for it? I don't know, it's really gone to me. It's a really bad thing on PC at the minute, and I've really enjoyed just kicking that in the bucket and just coming and playing a game like this. And yeah, I'm playing it for pretty much 3 months straight, and I'll continue to play it as long as I keep updating it at the minute. I don't really know. I say just give it a try. You know, I think this is it. Just give it a try. It's free. I mean, it can literally play on a potato at this point. I think even my original graphics card, a GT 1030 NVIDIA graphics card, I even think that will perform quite well in a game like this. I don't think you'll hit quite 60 frames a second, but to be honest, so like for example, this is a bit weird coming here. The game only runs at 30 or 60 frames a second or less, whatever you're running at. I ended up basically thinking, because I would come into it and I've got quite a nice setup here with 1080p, I can do some quite high refresh rate, but this game's locked at 60, so there's not much to it, and it still drops occasionally, like at server side. Like you can see here, it's actually laggier than normal because this is co-op. This is someone that joined my game, which I've recently started allowing because I wasn't too sure about co-op. And again, I think even though the multiplayer element is there, it's not player versus player, at least not yet. It's just a co-op, and so it's one of these things. If you need help or you need resources, you can go and join other people's games and go and get things from their world or just get their help. And I think this person here wanted help with this boss here, so I was happy to give him a help, and we went and did some other stuff in the game. That was quite fun. That was one of the first times I've done any co-op in the game. But that very much is like a second side to it, really. The main side is just a single player game. And so far, I've been thoroughly enjoying it. As I say, the dialogue or the writing, I think, is actually to blame. But it could well be being translated from Chinese to English. It might well be just something was lost in translation down the line, ironically. So it'll be interesting to see the influences from this game, where they'll take Zelda, because I was thinking about it the other day. I enjoy Zelda. It's got the same aspects of like hunting and adventuring, and that's what I think most people enjoy most. But yeah, I don't know. I think there's a lot to learn on almost both sides, really. But I think for a free-to-play game, the music particularly is just outstanding. Really, really good. Really, really, really good. Feel like I've been very lucky with my characters. I wanted Dana, I ended up getting Dana, and I didn't just get her. I spent a bit of money trying to get the 5-star Yamiko, and I got Dana C6, which is pretty crazy. I think that's meant to be pretty much top tier, one of the characters in the game. Anyway, okie dokie. Well, thank you very much for watching. I think I have waffled a little bit here. It's my first time trying to do like a voiceover, and I don't script any of this stuff, so anyway, if you like this video, please leave a like. If you want me to do more of this sort of thing, I've got a couple of ideas like this in mind, and yeah, if you're still on the bench, just download it, give it a go. It's free, and you know, you can delete it instantly if you don't like it. That's basically it, really. Bye.